So my name is again. My name is Filip Beneš, and together with my colleague Jiri, we would like to present the presentation about use of augmented reality as and support for visualization of urban data. First of all, I would like to say something about motivation for our research. Well, one of our students is part of the entrepreneurship raw materials program, and he develops business for a raw material industry using virtual reality. And he creates tutorials for training in big petrochemical corporations. Together with this, our region is historically associated with coal mining and raw industry. We have a lot of rough industry and in this region. And the present situation is that many investment and recultivation activities is about to happen in our region. So we took this chance and because of we have a lot of experience with using of augmented reality in several projects, we are now focusing on the utilization of augmented reality in display of urban data. So we want to use this technology to visualize the data connected to reclamation and transformation of the region, and how to present them to the people which lives in this region. So we joined forces with our students and developed the application for this. We use the maybe easiest way to display the augmented reality, which combines the use of cell phone, because we think that almost everybody now has a cell phone in his pocket, and use of visual markers. And together, if somebody has a cell phone and see the visual marker through this cell phone, he can visualize, for instance, on this picture is car, but we use it for a different kind of data. Well, we took inspiration in cities like London and New York, where the museum of these cities, they use the augmented reality for visualization of historical photos of the city and surrounding. And the principle of our application is very simple. User has a cell phone in his hand. He look around his surrounding. And if the camera and program of this cell phone see the visual marker, so he will, the program will pick from the repository the right picture and combine the augmented reality with the normal reality. And maybe in this time we will show you the short video which demonstrate this application. I hope it will work. So just few shots from the video. You can see our university in the real time and 50 years back, and the different types of different photos and scenarios of Poruba, which is surrounding of our university. Here you can see the principle of using the marker and the combination of the historical photo with the real time and real time photo. So these are several buildings, and the good thing is that you can use it also for the future plans. If this building is not standing there yet, but we can use this application also for visualizing the future plans of the urban planning system. So I will now pass my presentation to my colleague Jirka, and he will tell you the rest.
So, just to make the article a little bit more scientific, and also to gain some feedback from the usage of the, let's say, beta version of the application, we performed a survey, and we used the occasion of Researchers' Night to get some feedback, because it is much easier for us to get a little, at least fast information about our result. while we have some people on our stall, and at the occasion, actually it was 50 respondents. I know that it is not exactly a big group to generalize the outcomes for, let's say, the whole republic or the whole region, but we've made some outcomes that can be generalized, for example, for the visitors of the occasion of Researchers' Night. So it means basically the people who live in our town of Ostrava Poruba. And the data that we were gathering are connected to the abilities of general public, just people, about the smart technologies, also the usability of smartphone applications for public institutions, because we were interested if any or how much people in our surroundings are using smartphones, not only for social networks, for messaging their friends, or for viewing of videos, or if they use it also for communications with banks or other public institutions. We were also asking about the abilities to interpret classic technical documentation and construction plans, because this is the current situation when the city plans to reclaim or to build some new building in a special area. They want to public their plans, and the only way now it is done is that there are technical documentation sheets and some construction plans at the office of the town, and people have to come there and see it in the let's say the old-fashioned way and more technical way. So we were interested if people can understand it. Also, we were asking about the perception of the presented application, if it looks clear to them, or if they can propose some changes in the application. We had such questions because we are just in the middle of developing that application, and we are open to new suggestions. So that was the main reason why we performed this survey. So as I said, the occasion where we conducted the survey was the Night of Scientists. So we think that the people who visited our stall and filled up our questionnaire, there were mostly technology fans. So that could also somehow change the outcomes. So the outcomes are not generally acceptable, but they are important for us. So I picked just a few hints from the survey. I will not speak about all the data, but first interesting group is 7 to 20 years. They are quite open to new technologies according to the survey, and they feel that they are better in understanding of technological documentation of construction than the younger group, because we also asked smaller children if they are open to that kind of app, because we are basically interested if they use the mobile phones for other reasons than just games or playing videos on TikTok or other applications. And in addition, this group also uses smartphones. Even such as a young group uses smartphones for public institutions, and they use it for banking. And generally, this age group likes the new application. Especially, they said that they like the simplicity of the controls. They like that they can use it on their own smartphones, and also the fact that the application was completely free, because it was prepared as some beta version, and also in the future the application development would be paid by the government or local government, so it will be still free. But there is a new aspect in this group, that even such a young people would like to use this kind of application for planning of or the future plan visualizations, and they also suggest that there should be a voting function. So when there are 2 or 3 possible possible reclamation ways or few possible buildings that can be built in that exact place, there could be a voting function and people could say which one is better for them. In the age group of 21 to 35, we can find a significantly interesting fact that 64% of respondents consider themselves that they can easily understand technical plans and construction documentation. So probably in this age group, the application would not be such needed because the people can understand the current way of visualization. But despite this fact, they would recommend the tested application to be used because it is easier to distribute the information among other people, because while the plans are stored just in the office of the town, not a lot of people can see it, and also there is no voting function while the people only check the construction plans and documentation. Quite interesting fact was also in the age group of 51 to 65, because only 1/3 of respondents consider themselves to be able to read the technical documentations, but there are very enthusiastic about the historic photos that we were presenting in our beta version. And they usually said that the photos remind them their past years. So they suggest to develop another application. Maybe we will deal with it with a lot of historical photos and also to distribute the photos through the whole town to see the history and to see the places that they loved and that they enjoyed. So from the paper, here is just some feedback summary in graphs. If somebody is more interested in the analysis of the data, they can find it in the paper, but I think that it is not necessary to present it in detailed way just now in the presentations. As the summary from the paper, we offered a method of displaying augmented reality is generally well accepted among the visitors of the researchers' night. People welcome the use of their own mobile, especially as a tool to investigate the augmented reality layer, which was made by the technical documentation. In our case, basically the pictures. Respondents find the applications clear, simple, and easy to use. And even it was true for the older age groups, which was of our concern, because we were afraid that the applications could be not so easy to control to the age group, for example, 66 plus, but it was not a problem. Also, a similar application to look at the real land use plans would be welcomed by the respondents, with the opportunity to vote for the possibilities of plan construction. And for the future plans, also it is important that markers that we used in this implementation of this application do not exist in the ordinary world. So if we would like to make, let's say, some tour applications that the older people were requesting, we should place the markers in the real world. So there should be some tables on the buildings or something like that, but that would not be very suitable. In the future, the image database could be linked to the GPS location of the mobile phone that is just running the application. And also we could use some constant visual element like a building or like a pattern of the zenith of the surroundings to locate the stored picture. So we would not need the marker, and the marker would be just the real object. The next steps in solving this issue would lead to cooperation with the districts or the local government or the local towns. And we also plan to submit a joint project with them to visualize the land use plans using augmented reality. So as you can see, this project is quite in the process. It is not finished, and our survey just helped us to focus on the desirable functions that could be used by the users. So thank you very much for the attention, and we are open to your questions later.